morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive. I'm Adam Hernandez. The NBA Finals is over, and the Golden State Warriors are your champions once again. Second time in the past 3 seasons, winning the rubber match with the Cleveland Cavaliers in a series that really wasn't all that intriguing from a competitive standpoint. I guess the most intriguing, I talked about some of the most intriguing aspects of the NBA Finals prior when it comes to small market teams and franchises, primarily built on drafting and guys they were able to bring into the fold based on how they were able to draft and the success they had in the draft. So I thought that was intriguing heading into this year's finals. But anyways, now that that's all said and done, I think the biggest question mark, or one of the biggest question marks right now in the NBA is, what do the Cleveland Cavaliers do? I think out west, the Golden State Warriors are going to be the compete here for the next, I'm assuming several seasons, as long as that core sticks together, which it looks like they'll work to do, and they'll probably be successful in doing. With that in mind, though, other teams, especially a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, have to really take a good hard look at their own rosters and figure what they need to do to take down the Warriors. And in the Cavs' case, it's not going to be easy, even with a guy like LeBron James. And again, the big question mark for the Cavs, which again is the big question, or one of the big questions for the NBA this offseason, is should the Cleveland Cavaliers rebuild or ultimately retool? Right now, it was proven this past, and it was proven in a big way this past finals, that the Cavs are not, in my opinion at least, close to taking out the Warriors. They lost in 5 games. The first 2 games, I believe, they lost by a combined score of 40 points. And in some stretches, it did get pretty ugly, especially when LeBron James wasn't on the floor. I believe in the 28 minutes that LeBron James wasn't on the floor for the Cavs, there was a plus 20 difference in terms of point deficit there. So one thing the Cavs are going to have to do if they want to compete against the Golden State Warriors. Now again, the Cavs are still they are the supreme team right now, still in the East, and I think that's going to remain at least for the next couple of seasons, as long as they keep LeBron James in the fold. But they're going to need to get a guy that's going to be able to offset the Golden State roster when LeBron James is on the floor. This is going to be even more vital for Cleveland going forward when you consider that LeBron James isn't getting any younger. I know it's kind of weird to say, considering how dominant the guy is and how good he was himself in the finals. But LeBron James, I believe, is 33 right now, or he is going to be 33 before the year is over. And when you have a guy in any sport, really, that's over the age of 30, you really have to start thinking to yourself, this guy isn't going to be getting any better. And this is certainly the case with LeBron James. I don't think LeBron James is going to be getting any better. In fact, I think he's obviously that curve in terms of a guy's career. He is definitely on the downward side of it. That's not to say that LeBron James isn't going to be incredibly productive for Cleveland next year. He is. In fact, he's probably going to be the best player for the Cavaliers next season. And if he's there, and he's probably going to be the best player for Cleveland after that. But one thing that Cleveland cannot continue to rely on is getting all these crazy minutes from him, especially when you're going up against a team that's going to be able to throw Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and then Andre Iguodala off the bench at you. Something has to give, and it certainly showed in this finals. So one thing Cleveland is going to do is they're going to have to find somebody to come in and fill in for LeBron James when he is on the bench. They tried it with a guy like Richard Jefferson, and it didn't work, especially going up against a guy like Kevin Durant as well. It just didn't work. Shumpert was a guy that just, it didn't work out either. So they need to find a guy that's going to be able to do that. And in Cleveland's case too, it's going to take probably one of their core players to do it. Whether that's a guy like Kevin Love, who knows? But right now, Cleveland is up against the cap, and they're not going to be able to add significant salary without going and dealing one of their top players or one of their core players. In that sense, a guy like LeBron James is obviously untouchable, and same thing with Kyrie Irving. Those were their two most productive guys, and they're better off with them than they are without them. But like I said, they do need to find guys to be able to offset a guy like Kevin Durant, who truly showed to be a huge difference maker for Golden State this year, especially in the finals. Obviously, the guy was named the MVP, and that's going to be the big sticking point, though. Can Cleveland go ahead and offshoot a guy like Kevin Durant? Because right now, as it stands, Cleveland is probably the best chance for anybody in the league to take down Golden State, and unfortunately, it's going to be no easy task, especially for a team like the Cavaliers, considering their salary cap restrictions. Now, with that in mind, and with LeBron James' age in mind, do they go ahead and do they rebuild? I think when you have a guy like LeBron James, you very much increase your chances of going for it and winning the entire thing. So as long as they have LeBron James on the roster, Cleveland should continue to go for it. However, the minute that LeBron James leaves Cleveland, that's when they probably want to take a step back, take a good long hard look at their roster, and probably ultimately decide to go ahead and rebuild. So like I said, it's not going to be any easy task for any team in the NBA, and that includes Cleveland, to take down a Golden State team where all of their core players are in their 20s. So it's gonna be fun to watch this offseason and see what Cleveland ultimately decides to do. I still think that they'll be right back at it next season. I think they'll be competitive next season, and I think there's a very good chance that they go to the finals if they are able to hold on to LeBron James, and if they're able to, kind of keep LeBron James and Kyrie Irving together. Who they add beyond that, if they're able to add a Paul George, if they're able to add a Carmelo Anthony, who knows? I'm not quite sure how that fits in, and how that ends up offsetting anything that Golden State is going to go out and throw at them. I have my reservations about a guy like Carmelo Anthony, considering how he's done in other markets, but who knows? Carmelo Anthony could be one of those guys where if he plays second fiddle to somebody, it can end up working. So anyways, that's going to do it this week, everybody, for the morning drive. Make sure you check us out on YouTube at the Majors, or youtube.com/TheMajorsTV, on Twitter as well at the Majors TV. You can check out our website as well, themajors.net, and find me on Twitter at TMSNextAdam. So until next time, bye for now.